Alright, so here are my predictions for the next MCC. Um, I'm not doing this scripted this time, and the teams are a bit insane. I remember waiting for them during science class, so. Alright, so 10th place, Pink Parrots. We all know that Pink is probably going to get 10th. They're probably going to get 10th. They're really weak compared to all the other teams, but I can tell that this team is a very fun team. This is a team people went crazy when they saw, because people didn't expect like Etho to return, and they didn't expect like I mean, people were expecting Imp and Skizz, were still hyped for it, but people didn't expect Etho to return, and they didn't expect Tango as a newcomer. But I don't think they see this team doing good in any games besides the team games, so I think they go here, definitely. There's not really much they can do to win, but there's definitely a lot that they can do to make things chaotic, that's for sure. Alright, 9th place, the Llamas. I'm kind of disappointed to put Lime this low, but HM already used his Aqua thing. What is it, the Aqua Blessing? He already used it on Block Wars, so, and proved my predictions wrong as well. So I don't think I don't think he's gonna win this one, especially because his team is not that strong. I'm not sure whether Scott is just overrating his Skull, but this team is not strong enough, I guess. This defense balancing is a little lower, but this team still feels a little bit just underpowered and not good enough at all. So I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it. So I have to put them in 9th, unfortunately. All right, 8th place, the Aqua AEL. So this team is Pete's coming off a first place individual, which is kind of cool. And we have Flip and Mythical Sausage back, returning from way different time periods of MCC. However, but the first off, those two, Flip definitely rusty, and Mythical Sausage definitely for fun player who just so happens to have he's gotten 40th and 39th in the two events he's played in. Like, I don't mean to underrate him, but but this team feels a little weak. And Pete and Jordan is a great duo that we haven't seen in a while. I think the last time we saw it was actually MCC 9. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it was MCC 9. And although they did pretty good, I don't think Pete and Sparkles is enough to help these two. So I guess they're gonna have to belong here, unfortunately. All right, 7th place, the Red Rabbits. I can't believe that I'm putting Fine this low, and a lot of people are like, okay, GG, Fine wins 100%. And people are like, Ollie, Kara, Shield Talos, get ready to practice your dodgeball, because you're getting there, because you have Feinberg. And although I think Feinberg will do very well, he got first in his first Block Wars. Will he get first in his first MCC? Well, I don't think so. Scott balanced him correctly, more correctly than Block Wars did. I mean, Block Wars gave him Curry, so I don't think. Meanwhile, on this team, his second frag is Ollie, which is not. Although Ollie is pretty good, he's better as like a third frag or even a fourth frag, as we saw in Cerulean Games last event. But Ollie as a second frag is not that good, so I'm not sure what that really means either. But and fine, I think he'll get top 3. Do you think he'll get first? No, unless he like cranks absolutely in the movement games, he's not going to do that good because PvP you can't just rely on his team really in PvP in any game except maybe Sky Battle. But he's not. I don't think he's that good at Sky Battle anyway, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I have to. I'm gonna watch this team live probably, but I have to put them in 7th. All right, 6th place, Green Geckos. Green Geckos, I would put them below Red, but there's one reason I'm not putting them below Red, and that's because Shane Joel is quite the duo. I mean, PvP games like BattleBox, Meltdown, maybe even definitely actually yeah definitely maybe even survival games. This team does great because Joel's great at PvP and Shane's insane in it, so it's just a great PvP duo. Scar's alright, and Zoomovoid, I don't really know how good Zoomovoid is, but I'll assume he'll do like around like Scar, around how good Scar is. So I'm kind of just betting on Scar and Zoomovoid. Sorry for pronouncing his name wrong, by the way. The same, so I think that it makes sense to put them at the same skill level, but I'm not really sure. And the one thing that I think is wrong with this team is that movement games are not that good. Unless I'm underrating Joel in his movement games, I don't think this team's going to do that good in his movement games. I know Joel has done good in movement games before, but not every event, and I don't think this one's going to be really an exception. So I think that this team's only going to get sick. I kind of just think there are some teams that are better and more versatile at some of the games than others. All right, 5th place, Orange OCElots. I would not be surprised if some people put Orange team ready for Dodgeball, and I completely understand because I originally had Orange in second in my predictions, but I put them lower for one reason, and the reason is that Shadoon. I looked at Shadoon and Mayhem, and honestly, if and then I saw Block Wars 10 as well. Block Wars 10 was really nice. Wait, am I right? Because I saw what happened in Block Wars 10. In Block Wars 10, I put if you don't remember, I put Purple Pelicans in second because the Fire Breathman Shadoon duo is wild. Well, Fire Breathman got second. Shadoon got 16th in that event, and the team got 5th. And I was like, what? Shadoon 16th? He just got second last Block Wars. And I was pretty confused. Like, I thought Shadoon was better. And then, like, I think Shadoon's a little, like, I think I overestimated Shadoon at least a little bit. Like, I feel like I'm not sure if Shadoon peaked or not, or if he just had a bit of a bad strife. But his first event back doesn't seem like it'll be too good if he's like been underperforming other micro events. I think his first MCC back will be a little worse than some of his other MCCs because we'll probably see some better MCCs from Shadoon in the future. But I don't think this one's being that good for him. Shadoon and Owen is a great duo though, and the team is it seems to be like a combination of misfits because a really weird because the only two people that in any way fit together is Owen and Jimmy, which is SOS SMP I think, and other than that, nothing really fits here. So yeah, it's kind of just a weird combination, but I think it'll do all right. This team could make dodgeball if Shadoon prepares to get well enough, but for now, I'm putting this team in fifth. All right, fourth place, Blue Bats. At the last second, I swapped Blue and another team, which will be third place. We'll get to that. But so I put Blue Bats in fourth. So Kratzy and Hannah Rose. That's quite the duo. I mean, last event you saw them do very well. They got third and fourth. That's fantastic right there. That's some great gameplay. So I honestly think they'll do good again. I mean, Hannah's been doing great recently, so I think, and Hannah's still top frag, and Dave Kratzy's a great second frag. And now I would have put this team in dodgeball if they didn't have if their teammates were a little on the better side. I don't mean to be toxic to them by any chance, but I feel like Eric and Michael will kind of not in more or less more in movement games and PvP games, may prevent this from happening. I don't want to be toxic to them. I still don't want to be toxic to them. How should I say this? Their lower fragging players are not good compared to some of the other lower fragging players in this event. The last team I talked about, for example, Orange's third frag is Jimmy. What about third fragging Jimmy compared to third frag Eric, or Michael? My point stands. So although Kratzy and Hannah may be a great duo, they're pretty well balanced, just like everything else in this event besides Pink, I guess. But since everything is well balanced, this team is like, it's kind of smart what Scott did here to balance this duo correctly. But at the same time, I could be overestimating them for all I know. Hannah could start having events like those of earlier season, like a little bit earlier in season 3 or again, and I could be completely wrong. And this team could do a lot worse than I expected. Like, it could be like MCC 33 blue in a way, but it could also be like MCC 33 red. So we'll see. This team could be good. It's probably great in PvP, maybe not so much in movement. Team games might actually kind of suck for this team, which is not very good. So they might want to get those out early. And honestly, I think this team is going to be pretty good overall, but I don't think they're just short of it, honestly. But the balancing this event is pretty darn great, even if it is a slightly lower skill level as well. Anyway, third place, Purple Pandas. I swapped blue and purple at the last second, and my reasoning. So my reasoning for this is because first I thought JoJo's definitely a better first frag than Hannah, but Dave is definitely a way better second frag than Scott, and I was like, that's that. Blue is third, and then I thought, no. And then I considered Becky, and I'm like, Becky's way better of a third frag than say Eric or Michael. I don't know which one's just better. My guess is Eric, but we'll see. And I thought, and then it's like, oh, that kind of seals the deal. And Gucky you could consider Gucky similar to Eric. So I'd assume like this team is still better. So and since Dave and Kratzy probably aren't as experienced as leading a team, I think, as say JoJo, I decided that purple is better. And what does purple want? Well, purple, they're pretty good at the team games, I say. Although there are a ton of hermits in this event. So maybe that might not be the case, but I think they're going to do great. And for the Rocky games, they have JoJo to help them. And then whether Scott and Becky will do well in some games, they probably could. Maybe games like Parkour Tag, they could have a nice pop off in. But they do great. I hope this team does well. All right, second place, Cyant Coyotes. So this team, triple ants. Yeah, triple ants. 3 ants. You're not even 2. We got 3. Honestly, we have, and also the fourth player is Elena. So I like the idea of the triple ants, but so this team gets second, and the reason this team gets second is because I think they're more consistent. They're more of a slightly more consistent team than I think the two teams below them, blue and purple, and so I think they just barely eke out second place here and go to dodgeball. But and why I think this is because this team is more versatile. Ant Frost is the MCC sweat. He's versatile with most games and very smart with a lot of the games. So I think he'll do great with them. He's practically gotten top 5 in I think every single game. Hold on, I'm trying to think of a game he hasn't gotten top 5 in, and I don't know what's survival games I think, but other than that, survival games is kind of a frowned upon MCC game. There's a good chance SG is not in. So and then there's also Ant Venom has also been practicing a ton, so that's great. And Smant has been doing a bit better recently, especially Rookies 2. He did fantastic, so that's pretty cool. And he's been playing some Minecraft recently, and I'm not be surprised if he did quite a bit of practice. I'll not be surprised. And Elena is a pretty decent fourth frag to have. I think Elena's a decent fourth frag. I think it'd be fine to have her. So honestly, I think that due to kind of just Ant Frost energy, honestly, I think Ant Frost energy by Ant Frost would honestly take the Dodgebolt over say JoJo. So yeah, I think this team will barely eke out their second place. And in first place, I have the Yellow Yaks. So why do I think that Fruit and Zeus, the Fruit Zeus duo, or should I say Fruit Zeus Goomy trio, is going to take the dub this event? Why do I think that they're the team to beat? Well, the reason I think the team to beat, Fruit already practices a ton, and Fruit knows Zeus well. And so what I think, and so Zeus, he doesn't need to practice that much. Fruit knows how to lead Zeus, and Fruit will probably lead Zeus very well. And so I think that Zeus will be able to do some great second frag shenanigans. We've seen him do well as a second frag. Well, should I say third frag? But I think he could do well as a second frag as well. He's done pretty well in the events. And I honestly think that he's ready to have a good MCC. I don't think he'll get top 10 necessarily, but I think he will. And Fruit was probably going to pop off. I think Fruit pops off. Fruit would probably be my pick for first place individual. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Feinberg gets it anyway. But I honestly think Fruit's going to get first individual. And Gumi and False are not bad supporting players. Gumi is a decent third frag, and False is a pretty good fourth frag. I mean, it's a nice trade-off. Those two are at least a little more consistent, although I definitely would say Gumi is the better one. Oh my god. This is so awkward. My, my recording ended. Okay, we don't care. Alright, yellow wins. I think yellow wins. Alright.